gonna make the best pasta sauce ever. You're never gonna wanna buy it from the store again, I promise. So the skills we're gonna focus on today is the pivot chop and the chiffonade cut and the concasse cut. We're also gonna focus on flavor because it's not about how much you salt, it's about when you salt. So we're gonna go over that as well, all right? So let's get started. Look at this, mushrooms, onions, tomatoes, oh my, and it's nice and heavy. All this is gonna go into our pasta sauce. Think how healthy, and this is gonna be so good, you're gonna love it. Okay, so I have my hot oil and in the pot right here, and we're just gonna dump everything in all at once. Look at that. Okay. Look how colorful, look how pretty and healthy this is gonna be. You're not gonna find this in a store, I promise. All right, now we're gonna talk about salting. It's not about how much, it's about when. We already talked about how celery is naturally salty. We're gonna salt right now while we are cooking everything down because salt actually causes the food to release its water molecules. So it's going to start sweating everything out, it's going to release all the water, and then when we add our little bouquet garni and our chicken broth or vegetable broth, whatever broth we're using, then it's going to allow the vegetables to soak up all that flavor. And at that point, you'll need very little salt at the end. So you can use less salt at the beginning if you salt at the right time instead of over salting when you're ready to eat it. It's been about 10 minutes. Let's go ahead and check the progress on our sauce. Smelling so good. Look how beautiful that is. Now that is sexy. That's sexy sauce. I should rename this recipe to Jazzy's Sexy Pasta Sauce. Look at that. And see what the salt and the heat is doing? Look at all that good juice right there. Okay, so now we're ready for the final step before we use our little machine that I love so much and make it into our official pasta sauce. Okay, I'm gonna add in our parsley. And trust me, you wanna use fresh in this case. It's totally worth it. And our basil here. All right, and I'm gonna use 1 tablespoon of coconut sugar. Why do we use sugar in pasta sauce? Because I say so. No, I'm kidding. Sugar actually helps cut the acid in the tomatoes. So we're just going to use a little bit of tablespoon of coconut sugar. All right, now we're going to add this. This is one thing I learned in my culinary class. It is organic, non-GMO, all that good stuff. What makes it special is right here, product of Italy. So these tomatoes were born and raised and grown in Italy. There's different soil, different nutrients, so a totally different flavor than the fresh tomatoes that we have. So I usually like to splurge and buy 1 can of these. Is about $3.99 and just kind of add it to my sauce if I want a little extra oomph, a little bit different flavor in here. This is totally optional, but I wanted to do it today to show you. And now we're gonna add our low sodium vegetable broth because we don't want a lot of salt in our food. Okay, give it a good stir. Mix in all the goodness. Look at that. That's going to be so pretty when it's all emulsified. And the last part, but definitely not least, is this is a little herb infuser. You can use cheesecloth if you want, or you can use like a little flour sack hand towel and cut it into little squares. But this little guy, let me open it, has some bay leaves in it, some peppercorns, and some allspice berries. I'm just going to put the lid on this. We're going to just stick it right in there. I'm going to turn it on low and put a lid on it. And we're going to let it cook for about half an hour to 45 minutes, and then we'll go to the final piece. Our sauce has been cooking for about half an hour, 45 minutes on medium-low, and it's time to give it a peek. Oh, that looks beautiful. Everything cooked down so nicely. All right, so we're gonna pull this guy out. And we get to play with one of my favorite toys, a little stick blender. We're just gonna put it on high. And blend the absolute crap out of it. You can tell it's ready because you see how the sauce is rolling in the pot. So we're gonna take this out. And come look at the texture of this. This is so beautiful. And it's all vegetables. I mean, this is that whole big bowl of vegetables. I personally like my sauce a little chunkier and thicker like this. If you want it thinner, feel free to pour in more broth, and you can stir it and use the stick blender some more to make it a smoother consistency. You can also strain it if you like, but I wouldn't recommend it because you put all this goodness in here. Why would you want to strain it out? So, I mean, we really took out all the big chunks so we can have a nice thick sauce. So let's have a taste, and we will talk about season correction if we need any. A little bit here. Don't burn your mouth, please. Does need a little bit of salt, but that's okay. I'd rather undersalt while we're making it and then season correct at the end than salting too much. And I'll show you how to salt correctly. You can use the grinder here, but with such a big pot, I'm going to do some generous chef pinches. So chef pinch, you use your fingers here and your thumb. And there you go. It's about half a teaspoon. At least my chef pinches are about half a teaspoon. So I'm going to put 2 chef pinches in here and stir it to incorporate it. Now this is an important piece. Whenever you're finished salting, wait 5 minutes. You have to be patient. Wait 5 minutes because it takes about 5 minutes for the salt to incorporate in your dish and for you to actually taste it. If you keep salting and tasting and salting and tasting until you like it, then 5 minutes later it's going to be too salty and you just upped your sodium intake unnecessarily. So it's been 5 minutes, and let's go ahead, take a clean spoon, and let's give it another taste here. Let's see. I like it. All right. So this sauce is done. This is a good base for anything. You can do spaghetti and meatballs, which I do have a meatball recipe that I will be doing in another video. You can use it for lasagna, a base for bolognese. You can even use this as a really good tomato soup base if you like. So thank you for cooking with me, and as always, stay fit, stay jazzy. Hi, I'm Jazzy, and 5 years ago, I was 103 pounds overweight, and I was able to lose it all by making better and healthier choices in my life. Go to my website, jazzyfitclub.com. Signing up is completely free, and I will send you weekly videos and recipes, and also blogs of things that I learned along the way that helped me, such as sugar cravings and PMS and binge weekends and all the emotional roller coaster up and down of eating and how to get out of that and stay on track. And if you like this video, please like and subscribe. Feel free to put in any questions below. Even send me a recipe or two that you absolutely love that you would like for me to revamp for you.